It's really unusual to see two teams from the same sport battle for a championship in state competition. But Belmont High School's girls and boys rugby teams will be out on Saturday to take on Lincoln Sudbury for the girls and Boston College High for the boys for state championships.
Look over. Pick. Yes, good read.
We are with the captain of the Belmont Boys High School squad.
Hi, my name is William Lozano, flanker, number 7, captain of the Belmont High School rugby team.
So tell me, Will, how has the season been going? You've had such a great season, really dominating a lot of games against some really traditionally great rugby teams.
Going into every game, we like to stay cool, calm, and collected, and that's kind of the way we've been playing the whole year. We don't play to the other team's offense or defense. We play our style of game, and that's why we've been so successful.
Now tell me, you're going to be meeting Boston College High School, last year's champion. They've had you played them here and in the rain, which you could be seeing them again in the rain on Saturday. What's the approach?
The approach to that game is just to continue doing our style of gameplay, keeping it really simple in the beginning, waiting until the second half to opening it up, and then doing more with the ball, doing more with our backs, doing more with the forwards. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So can you just introduce these two gentlemen to your left and right?
This is George Fitzgerald, senior, and this is Laurent Bravo, senior as well.
And so could you just tell me a little bit about your year this year? It seems like it's been just almost a magical kind of year where you've been you haven't been really behind any team. You've really taken it to them. You've taken leads into the second half and just expanded on it.
Well, I mean, it's the games are just the product. I mean, we put in the work every day in practice, and we've been practicing hard. Everybody's skilled. We work on the little things, and it's paid off in the games, and I guess other teams aren't doing it as well as we are, and it's just been working out. So
now let me just ask you a little bit about the size of this team. Usually when we see the scrum, when you have a scrum, you guys are outweighed by a bit, but you really dominate the scrum and in most parts dominate the ruck when the ball is released after a tackle. Tell me a little bit about why you're able to take on bigger teams and be successful against them.
It's all just about the technique and the tenacity. So our coaches have really done a great job giving us all the techniques needed. And then we've got that grit and we've got that mongrel, as we like to call it, where we, we're not going to give up just because the team's bigger than us, because they're stronger than us, but we're going to fight the whole time, and it's paid off so far.
So tell me a little bit about, I know that you have a bit of a chant just before you go out onto the field. It's what do you say?
George says
it's a call and response, so I say a number and then they repeat, or they respond with a word. So I'll say 1, they say hit. I say 2, they say hustle. I say 3, they say fight. I say 4, and then they say repeat, and we do it again. We get faster and faster and louder and louder. It just gets everybody fired up.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about also just being a part of a squad that has a great history in rugby. It's almost like a family orientation here, isn't it?
Definitely. There's no sport here at Belmont that I've played that's the same as rugby, I would say. It brings different people of like all different like places, and it's really good. We have soccer players, we have kids who all different kinds of sports, and like some sports are kind of just like you hang out with that group of people, and I don't know, you just get close with one another.
Now there's a thing about in this team to always strive for victory, but also to give something back to the next generation of rugby players. What's that?
Just to lead by example and show that our hard work pays off, and hopefully that can trickle down with the rest of the kids.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, we all practice together. We're one club. Most teams have 3 separate freshman JV varsity teams, but we all practice together. And it's freshmen to seniors, and we all know each other. We really stress that in that culture of togetherness and everybody knowing everybody else. It doesn't matter if you're a senior or a freshman. Everybody helps out picking up after practice, and it's just a good culture.
And it's about also leaving something for the next class.
Yeah, I remember my freshman year, kids like Darren Chan, Lowell Haskett, Bryce Christian, all those seniors and I guess juniors would come and give us a little piece of information here and there, just out of the blue, and they were always really kind and helpful about that kind of thing. And I'd like to think that us as a senior class has done a good job giving that down to the younger classes today.
So you've had about a week's worth of preparation. How do you feel?
I feel pretty confident. I know that none of us have ever been in this position before, going to a state championship, but I'm confident in our guys, and I know that we've wanted this since freshman year, and we're just really, really excited to play this game.
Could you just introduce yourselves by position and your name and position?
I'm Sam Sagarian. I'm a junior. I'm an 8-man.
And I'm Sam Harris. I'm also a junior, and I play inside center.
So tell me a little bit about being a junior on a senior heavy team. I mean, do you feel that there's any kind of hierarchy on this team?
Definitely, I wouldn't say there's any real hierarchy. I think it's really good for us seeing from all these seniors, because all of them are so experienced and so talented. So it's just really helpful for us as the minority, being juniors, being able to see them and what they've put into this and how they've been so successful. So I wouldn't call it a hierarchy, more just learning from upperclassmen.
Yeah, I feel as though we blend very well with the seniors. Like, they do a very good job of getting us involved, making us leaders also on the field, on and off also. But they give us a lot of advice, and they set us up for the future.
So tell me a little bit about the future. I mean, when you talk to freshmen or somebody who are thinking about getting into rugby, what do you tell them?
I think the first thing that I always tell them is how great the coaches are and how just great of culture it is to be in and how much fun the game is. Because I really don't think that there's any sport that I've enjoyed. I've played a bunch of different sports, and I don't think there's any sport that I've enjoyed playing more than rugby. And I think it's great because you're learning the game at the same time as you're growing really invested in it. And I think that the coaches do a really great job of kind of helping you get into that mentality and the whole rugby culture and introducing you to it. And I think it's just a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, the rugby team, I tell them that they have a great history, obviously past success, and just like Sam said, the coaches do a great job. It's just a great sport to be a part of.
Now you're going to be playing a team that is the defending champion. How do you feel that you're going into the game? What kind of mentality do you have?
I think that we're very confident coming in. We've had a week of preparation. I think that we're really clicking well and playing some of our best rugby of the season. But they're a very good team, and I think that we'll have to play our very best in order to beat them. And likewise for them, they're going to have to play whoever's going to win. It's going to be a great game, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, coming into this game with a lot of confidence in our club. We know what we're capable of, and we know if we play to our full capacity that we can get the job done. But no disrespect to BCI, they're an amazing team also. It's just going to be a great game.
Okay, well, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
So here I am with two co-captains from the Belmont High School girls rugby team, defending state champions. And you are?
I'm senior captain, or co-captain and center, Kira Booth.
I'm senior scrum half and co-captain Jessica Rosenstein.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, how's training been going for the last 10 days since your semifinal win?
It's been really intense. All of the girls have been coming out really strong, putting in a lot of effort, and really bringing up the intensity and the aggression, and getting ready for a big game.
Yeah, we've been really trying to up the aggression leading into the big game at the end.
I know Lincoln Sudbury is a team that has been the most competitive with you. How does the team match up against a real physical team such as Lincoln Sudbury?
We really try to exploit their weaknesses, especially within the breakdown, and we try to push them to the very ends, wide of the field, so we can really find those gaps and take them.
Is it because you're a little bit more knowledgeable in rugby that you can negate their strength by knowing the game a little better than they do?
I think it's really a team effort. I can see more of the play happening as it's going, but it's really about the communication to me of where to put the ball and who sees the space.
I'd say it's really about finding the space because they are bigger than us and they're strong, we're strong as well, so we just have to find those weak points and exploit those.
Okay. Now, you've been to the championship game before. This is not something new for you guys. Does that help you? Does that give you an advantage?
We definitely know how to handle the pressure and come in with cool heads.
Yeah, I'd say that, maintaining that level of stress, but that's not too much that it's freaking us out, I think we're prepared for that and ready.
So, what is it going to be like to go onto the pitch for the last time as a high school student?
I don't want to think about that right now. I think we're focused on the game, and winning is our first priority.
I would agree with that. Yeah, whatever happens after, that's later's problem. Just the game right now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coach McCabe, it's you're a defending state champion. Now you're going back to the championship game. A lot of teams would love to have that opportunity. What's your mentality going into this game?
I think it's a brand new year, and so we talk a lot about, every job's a new job, every game's a new game. We won last year, but it's a new team, right? And so points scored last year don't count this year. So we're looking at it the exact same way, and we know that Lincoln Sudbury is not going to make it easy on us. They're going to make us work for every meter on the field, and that's what we want, right? We want a good game, and we have to prepare for it.
So what about the preparation? You've had 10 days since your last game. It was more of a warm-up, not disrespecting Needham, but it was it wasn't as hard as it would be against Lincoln Sudbury.
And in some ways that was a benefit for us in that we got to try out different things. We put people in different places, and that allowed kind of our players to stretch and use a different skill set, which hopefully applies itself on the field on Saturday. So I think we saw that game against Needham as something that we absolutely had to win, and we came out hard and aggressive, but we also saw it as an opportunity to grow as individuals and as a team. And I think we're kind of trying to use that over the 10 days after that game to really prepare for every situation that could happen so that we walk in feeling confident that we know the decisions to make.
Mm-hmm. So just tell me about how the team's approach has been. How do they feel? Are they confident in going into a championship game?
I don't know. I hope they are. They should feel confident, but not too confident, right? They should feel confident in their own ability, but their ability requires hard work. And I think that they're willing to do the work. And I think that's really, all the credit to the seniors who have essentially been out since the end of May, and they graduated June 3rd, and they are still here every week, and they're the first ones at practice, and they're setting up the field, and they're, pulling people along. And that mentality and that leadership really focuses the underclassmen. And makes them kind of aware of the enormity of this opportunity, right? It's not every team that gets the opportunity to step on the field on Saturday, and they take it pretty seriously. One
of the boys' coaches said that one of the advantages that you have is that you're part of a rugby culture, that you have a history. Your players know how to play it since they were freshmen, or because the program has been going on for 4 years now.
This is our 4th year. In fact, Jess and Kira, our 2 captains, are the first ever 4-year players of the Belmont girls rugby team, which is pretty amazing. But yeah, that is actually a really big benefit. Is at this point we have players that are coming into that ASAG game that have been playing for years together, and so they really understand each other, and they understand the culture and the expectations in the game, and they watch the game, and so they're they've built that themselves over the past few years. And I really like that about rugby, particularly here at Belmont High School, that whether you're on the boys team or the girls team, you walk in, every player walks in kind of having maybe a little understanding of what rugby is, but it allows you to build together throughout high school, which I think creates a unique experience for students.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.